Whenever I visit my grandma, she normally shares of the challenges and the upbringing of my mom alongside my uncles and aunties. And whenever she shares, she is very proud of the challenges they went through and how they overcame. Whether it is through the food they were eating, how they used to pay school fees, how they used to generally the progress of life. And yes, the stories are different, but the challenges they used to go through, they might not seem make sense to you today, but they were a real challenge to them back then. But whenever she talks about it, she's proud, and whenever she talks about that, she reminds us of the far they have come from for us to get a little comfort that we do have today. And as I have grown older, I have come to realize that there is a reason why these stories are told. These stories of success, these stories of challenges, these stories of how people overcame their challenges, especially those people who are close to us. And in this video, I will be summarizing in 3 points why it is important we as this generation to appreciate and to understand, despite the comfort we have, despite the level of our economic status, despite of the resources that we have, we understand and we appreciate that someone paid the cost for that, and we ought to take care of it, and most importantly, to push that to another state. So in this video, I'm going to summarize in three ways, or rather in 3 points, about what I have come to learn as a result of it. The first thing that I've learned is that you have to pay the price. There's a price to be paid. You know, I was watching a documentary the other day, and it was about the Wright brothers. In case you don't know who they are, the Wright brothers were the first to inaugurate the aerial with the world's first successful flight. And what captured my attention, though, is the effort it took for them to fly the first flight. We all know, it is the basic knowledge that when we throw something up, it will definitely come down. It will definitely come to the ground. And for those who have gone to school, we know that is a law, and it's called the law of gravity, that pulls everything towards the ground. It took them a lot of effort to break away from this law. Equally, listening to my parents, to my grandparents, explaining to us of their upbringing and comparing that to where they are today, you can only tell of what it costed them. And therefore, for us to become better, for us to break the law of poverty, for us to break the law of ignorance, and for us to break any other law, it has to cost us. It will cost us time. It will cost us work. It will cost us consistency. It will cost us a price. And it's a price we should be willing to pay. The second thing that I have learned through these stories is that they did all that with a few resources. I mean, just look back at the past, and listening to what was available to them, their resources, you could only wonder how did they even made it thus far. And this has been a challenge that I always throw to myself, because I'm so good in that really, Whenever I look around, all I see are people, especially younger people, who are in better places, who have more resources than I have, and who are in better environments than I have, who are doing so much better than I am. But what my eyes fail to see are thousands of young people and millions of them who are in worse conditions and environments than I am, and who are availed fewer resources than I am. But what I have learned through listening to these stories from my grandmother and my parents is that I should stop complaining, and I should stop comparing, and I should be grateful for the resources that I have. And this will make me to go much higher level of thinking, and that's what really it takes, because it takes an understanding that if I'm not pumped right now, I take a step back and think about how awesome it actually is, and then recognize that I can attack the world in a totally different way, because I am lucky to be born during this era. Lastly, what I have learned through listening to these stories is that I owe it to myself and to the others, I was amused the other day while I was watching a video online of a young schoolboys playing a relay match in a competition. What was funny about it is that one boy, upon being given a baton, other than passing the baton to the next person to continue the race, this boy ran back to where the baton has come from. The other partner, upon seeing that, had now to run back and try to snatch the baton from this boy to take it forward, And this is the biggest challenge we have today, because I've heard people say that I owe anyone nothing, which is partly true. But the truth of the matter is that you owe success first to yourself and second to the others, because they made you to get to where you are. And this is what I mean. There is a baton that our grandparents passed to our parents, whether it's a baton of resources, whether it's a baton of culture, whether it's a baton of standards, whether it's a baton of behaviors, And I'm not saying in any way that we adopt even the bad ones, but let us all strive to maintain that which are good and to even strive to make it better, first for our own sake and for the sake of our future generations. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to this video. Continue subscribing, continue to like, continue to share, and please don't forget to keep it here so that you can continue learning this every week and every now and then. Thank you so much again. God bless you. Until next time, goodbye. Cheers, guys.